All right, let's get started.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Hi, my name is Mrs. Reyes. I am one of the fifth grade teachers here at Slauson, and the teacher for half of the fifth grade students at Slauson. This is Miss Martinez. She is going to be translating in Spanish. She is also the fifth grade teacher here at Slauson. Not with us today is Mr. Parra. He is the IA, so the instructional aid that we share in fifth grade, and he works with both of our classes.
Hoy acompañamos a Miss Reyes. Ella es la maestra de quinto grado. Yo soy Miss Martínez. Voy a estar traduciendo hoy en español. Yo soy la otra maestra de quinto grado. Y hoy no está con nosotros Mr. Parra. Él es el que nos ayuda en la clase. Usualmente están las dos clases ayudándonos.
Okay, this is our agenda for today. We are going to go over these items. I know it seems like a lot, but we will try to be brief, but give you the information that you need. So we're going to be reviewing the schedule, our homework policies, a little bit about safety in the classroom. We're going to be going over attendance. We're going to be going over work completion, our academic foci for the beginning of the school year, and of course, community.
All right, if you hear the people coming in.
I'll keep letting them.
Yeah. Esta es la agenda de hoy. Se ve como que son muchos temas lo que vamos a repasar, pero vamos a hacerlo lo más rápido que podamos. Vamos a hablar sobre el horario, la tarea, la seguridad en la clase, la tendencia, también el trabajo que estamos haciendo en la clase y el diferente enfoque académico. Y también la comunicación, como pueden comunicar con las maestras.
This is our daily schedule. You can go ahead and take a look at it. We have a Monday through Thursday schedule. Those are our regular dismissal days. And then we have a Friday schedule, which is our early dismissal day. So as you can see on Monday through Friday, we have a check-in in the morning, whole class. That's our Tiger meeting. We go into our ELA block. We are combining reading and writing learning because our units are building on each other. And so we're practicing reading skills and writing skills daily. After recess, we have a quick math review. And then we go into our ELA station time. That's time when Ms. Martinez and I pull small groups for reading and writing, and students are working at different stations independently on different activities and assignments. After our ELA station time, we go into our math block. So we teach our lessons with small groups. So we have half of the students learning with us, while half are working on a math program, and then we switch. So all students get the lesson just in a smaller group. After our math block, we're trying to incorporate a read aloud daily into our schedule. After lunch, we focus on English language development. So that's going over grammar skills. It's helping them improve with their writing as well. After that, we have math stations, which are similar to the ELA stations. We pull a small math group, and students are also working on activities independently. We have our specials, so our PE and our art class at the end of the day this year. So those happen right before dismissal. So our students pack up and then we meet them at dismissal after their PE or art class. And then on Fridays, you'll notice that we have just intervention. So we'll talk about this more for attendance, but Fridays are very important because that's when we pull a lot of our small groups. So especially because we have, all of us that need a little bit more time and more support, Fridays is when we're going to be pulling those small groups.
Aquí está el horario, es para que tengan una idea de cómo es el día en quinto grado. Empezamos en la mañana en lo que llamamos Tiger Meeting, es para nada más darle lo que va a estar pasando durante el día, para hablar de lo que está pasando en la clase, y después nos vamos en lo que llamamos ELA Block. Este tiempo es donde ponemos lo que es la escritura y la lectura juntas, porque las unidades están muy similares, entonces los dos están más o menos al mismo paso, la lectura y la escritura. Después tenemos recreo, tenemos lo que es Math Review, es donde revisamos la tarea, y luego tenemos ELA Stations. A las 10:15 en esta hora es donde los estudiantes trabajan independientemente. Nos da a nosotros el tiempo, las maestras, para poder trabajar con grupos más pequeños y ayudarles en las diferentes áreas que necesitan ayuda. Después nos vamos en lo que es el Math Block, matemáticas. Durante este tiempo separamos la clase en dos grupos. Un grupo está con la maestra, estamos haciendo la lección, el otro grupo está trabajando independientemente en las matemáticas que tenemos. Y eso nos ayuda a nosotros porque tenemos menos niños en los grupos. También tenemos lo que son lecturas. Este año Slauson se está enfocando mucho en que los niños escuchen la lectura, entonces tenemos lo que llamamos el Read Aloud. Después del lonche estamos trabajando en English Language Development, que es donde repasamos lo que es gramática, las partes de oraciones, y eso es más o menos como 20 minutos. Después tenemos las matemáticas, estaciones de matemáticas que son muy parecidos a las estaciones de lectura y escritura. Otra vez es donde nosotros podemos trabajar con los niños en grupos pequeños, que es donde vemos más que les ayuda más. Y al último del día tenemos specials. Esta es la hora de 2:35 a 3:15, donde tienen educación física y arte. 2 días educación física, 2 días arte. Los viernes son diferentes, claro, porque son cortos, pero es un día muy importante y después vamos a hablar sobre esto en lo que es la tendencia. Y la razón por qué es muy importante es porque tenemos intervención. Este es el día donde podemos ayudar a los niños. Todos trabajan en diferente paso, pero este es el día donde nos podemos enfocar más en ayudarles mucho más en lo que de veras necesitan.
Okay, now we're going to be going over our homework policy. So you've probably noticed already that your 5th grader has been bringing home homework. We started rolling it out in the class. So first we practiced in the classroom what their homework was going to be like, what we expected of them in terms of how to complete it. Our homework is, we call it daily review because our homework is all review. So everything that they're getting for their ELA homework and for their math homework is all review. So it's all concepts we've gone over before. A lot of it right now is 4th grade concepts, especially for math, that we are just reviewing. So we don't collect it daily, but we do check it daily. So we have times in our day when we go over both our ELA homework and our math homework. So students can get that feedback right away. And then we do collect it on Fridays. So on Fridays is when students turn it in and we actually check it for completion. But we always tell the students, this is an easy grade to get, not only because we're checking homework daily and they can fix anything that they got wrong every day, because all they need to do is turn it in on Fridays. So this is an easy score for students to get. So if your student tells you, I don't have any homework today, that is not true. We assign homework every day. It is short. There's about 4 review, 4 to 5 for ELA, and then 3 to 4 for math daily that they have to do.
La tarea, tienen los estudiantes tarea diaria. Tienen tarea en lo que es lenguaje, repaso de lenguaje, también de matemáticas. No es mucho lo que tienen que hacer, pero sí la revisamos diario. Y la razón que hacemos esto es para que los niños puedan ver que si lo están haciendo correcto o de cambiar o para que aprendan de sus propios errores. La recogemos todos los viernes, entonces es cuando la vamos a estar colectando. Es un grado muy fácil para los estudiantes. No la revisamos todos los días y el viernes es cuando la entrega. Entonces es nada más para ver que la están completando. Lo que les decimos a los niños, tú cuando lo tratas en la casa y vienes a la clase, es cuando aprendes más, porque ya lo trataste, ves lo que hiciste bien, lo que hiciste mal, y es como se lo pueden memorizar más y es como aprenden más. Como les digo, es un grado muy fácil de agarrar y todos los días tienen tarea, entonces si les están diciendo que no, no es cierto. Y la mayoría es puro repaso, cosas de ya sea de cuarto grado o cosas que estamos viendo en quinto grado. If you're just logging in, if you can just type your first and last name in the chat box so that we can take attendance. Si apenas está entrando a la junta, por favor, si ponen el primer nombre y el apellido del estudiante para tomar asistencia. Thank you.
La seguridad, I'm sorry, I started translating. Safety in the classroom, as you all know, is very, very important this year, and Ms. Martinez and I take it very seriously. I'm sure your child has communicated with you some of the things we do in the classroom. As you all know, masks need to be worn at all times. We are very strict about that. Several times a day, we are reminding students to put their masks on. Right now, yes, I am in the classroom, but no one is here. So that's why I do have my mask off. But other than that, our masks are on at all times. We also have hand sanitizer at various areas throughout the class, just in case a student feels like they need some sanitizer throughout the day. We also have sinks in our classroom, and the sink is available for students to wash their hands at any time during class time. That's not an issue. There's soap, there's water, there's paper towels here for students to wash their hands if they prefer. If they don't want to use hand sanitizer, the sinks are available throughout the day as well. In order to continue safety practices, we've also told the students to bring water bottles from home. So a refillable water bottle like this is preferable so that students can refill them at the water fountains in school. But right now we are not allowing students to drink from the fountains just to avoid any cross-contamination in the fountain. So we do have some bottles available in case the student forgets, but they are very small bottles. So I definitely recommend that if your student hasn't been bringing a water bottle with them, that they start doing that so that they can refill it as necessary.
Ahora vamos a hablar de la seguridad en el salón. Las máscaras se deben usar en todo momento. Durante la clase, si ya sea Ms. Reyes o yo los vemos sin la máscara o si se la ponen abajo de la nariz, les estamos recordando, pónganse la máscara, porque es una de las maneras más, una manera que podemos todos hacer para que estemos todos, que no nos enfermemos. Entonces las máscaras, por favor, recuérdenles también que se las pongan. Si por alguna razón se les rompe o algo, si tenemos extras también en la clase. Tenemos desinfectante para las manos durante el día. Paso y también Ms. Reyes les damos desinfectante si lo necesitan, pero también tenemos un lavabo disponible para que se laven las manos con jabón. Tenemos ahí todo por si se quieren lavar las manos. Recomendamos que traigan sus botellas de agua para que si se la acaban, pueden ellos después llenarla Tenemos en la clase, sí nos dan, pero se nos acaban bien rápido y son de las botellas chiquitas. Entonces recomendamos que traigan su botella grande para que tengan agua durante el día. No recomendamos y no los dejamos que tomen de las llaves que tenemos nosotros, los water fountains. Entonces es mejor que tengan su botella.
I did forget to say for the previous slide, but Ms. Martinez did mention it, that in case a student needs an extra mask throughout the day, we do have them and we provide them. So in case someone's mask gets dirty or it rips, we do have extras in the classroom that are available for the students. Now we're going to talk a little bit about attendance. Of course, you hear us all the time at SLOS and say attendance matters. As the teachers, we can really tell you that that is very true. Our lessons build on each other. So if a student is absent for multiple days, they're going to have a very hard time catching up or like just jumping into a lesson, because our lessons do build on each other. So if you're missing a few days, you're actually missing a lot of the content. Of course, during this time, a lot of students have had to go into quarantine or of course, if they're showing any symptoms, it's best to keep them home. So we have been stressing to our fifth graders that making up missed work is their responsibility. It's a lot for Ms. Martinez and I to keep track of, to be on top of everybody in terms of what they missed. So it is a student's responsibility to say, you know, if there's something on Google Classroom, ask for how do I get it done? What do I need to do? And then of course, if they are out because of an illness, please provide a doctor's note so that we can clear their absence, right? Because a doctor's note does excuse them.
La asistencia en la escuela es importante como maestras y como padres, como mamás, le podemos decir que todo lo que hacemos en el día está conectado. Entonces, si no vienen un día, ya es todo, esa parte ya no la tienen. Entonces, es como empezar cada día otra vez. Las lecciones están basadas unas en otras. Entonces, si perdieron la de ayer, cuando regresan hoy, ya tienen mucha información que no tienen, ¿verdad? Entonces, es cuando los estudiantes muchas de las veces se sienten que están perdidos o que no entienden. Entendemos que ahorita es muy diferente los tiempos porque por lo que está pasando, claro que si están enfermos, entonces están enfermos, o si tienen que irse, si están en cuarentena, también entendemos eso, pero si es nada más porque no queremos venir o por otra razón, les recomendamos por favor que hagan el esfuerzo de estar allí todos los días. Los estudiantes les decimos, Ms. Reyes y yo, ellos son responsables por recuperar el trabajo que pierden durante la semana cuando regresan. Si pierden un día, tienen cierto tiempo para que lo puedan hacer. Nos pueden preguntar nosotros por ayuda. No queremos que pierdan esos puntos. Queremos que empiecen a ser más responsables. Están en quinto grado, van a sexto grado al otro año y muchos de ellos a lo mejor van a ir en lo que es middle school. Entonces queremos que ellos mismos hagan esfuerzo y se hagan responsables por su trabajo. Si está enfermo, claro, y tiene su nota de, por favor, mándela a la oficina para que la falta sea excusada. Entonces ya se la mandan con el niño y no lo dan a nosotros, o la pueden llevar directamente a la oficina.
In terms of work completion, this year, of course, since we're back in the classroom, we are still using Google Classroom a lot. Our students got very efficient at it. And for us as teachers, it helps us give feedback very quickly. So we are still using Google Classroom. However, not all of our work is online now. So If you're used to checking work on Google Classroom, you can still check for completion and missed assignments like Ms. Martinez and I taught you all last year. You can still do that. Just know that that's not all of the work that we're doing in the classroom. That's only part of the work that we're doing in the classroom. Because some work is completed online, and then of course some work is completed in the classroom. So we do have a lot of just work in our notebook or work that we are completing on paper that gets turned in and checked. We are going to be sharing that with you whenever it is that we can see each other in person. Students are going to be putting together a portfolio to show you all of their work. But in the meantime, you can still check progress on Google Classroom. You can still check missed assignments. You can still check late assignments, and you can also check what's already been graded.
La entrega de trabajo. Los estudiantes están usando Google Classroom como lo usamos el año anterior. Entonces, si están impuestos a revisar qué trabajo ha entregado su hijo o su hija, todavía lo puede hacer en Google Classroom. Nada más que les queremos recordar que como estamos ya otra vez en la clase, no todo el trabajo que hacemos lo ponemos en Google Classroom. Mucho del trabajo también lo estamos haciendo en papel con lápiz en la clase. Entonces, el trabajo que ven en Google Classroom es solamente una parte de lo que están haciendo los estudiantes. Todo el trabajo que están haciendo lo estamos guardando. Van a tener su portafolio que cuando puedan nos vamos a compartir con ustedes para que los estudiantes y ustedes estén viendo el trabajo que se está entregando. Did I miss anything else? I think that was it, right? Okay.
These are academic foci so far this year. So we talked earlier about how our reading and writing units are together. So for ELA, our unit that we started with is called Stories of Human Rights. So we are exploring the Declaration of Human Rights with our students, and our novel that we're focusing on is Esperanza Rising. The students are really engaged with our novel. They're learning a little bit of history as well. So it's an exciting time in our classroom. The kids get really into it. For math, we started with the decimals and place of value. I do want to mention that since we were not in the classroom in 4th grade, we have some gaps when it comes to decimals. So we've been working with 5th grade to really kind of close those gaps, but also keep them working on grade level work. So if you hear a little bit of frustration with decimals and place value, know that we understand the reasons why, and we're trying to support our students as much as we can, understanding that last year our learning was interrupted. For language, we mentioned this before, we are reviewing a lot right now. So we're working a lot on parts of speech and really extending our sentences. So that's kind of where we're reviewing right now for language. We talked about our language time in the day after lunch. That's what we're going over.
Lo que es en términos de lo que estamos estudiando este año, empezamos con lo que es lectura y escritura. Como les dije antes, los dos están muy conectados, entonces los dos, haga de cuenta que lo estamos haciendo al mismo tiempo, no está separado. Nos estamos enfocando ahorita en lo que son las historias de derechos humanos, y el libro que estamos leyendo es Esperanza Rising. En matemáticas estamos practicando lo que son decimales y el valor posicional, que es place value, si lo oyen. Entendemos que el año pasado el aprendizaje fue interrumpido, y sí hay un poquito de frustración, y si oyen eso, entendemos que sí, los niños necesitan repaso en esos conceptos que no no tuvieron el suficiente tiempo para practicar el año pasado. Entonces estamos haciendo lo mejor que nosotros podemos para darle ese repaso, pero al mismo tiempo, de todos modos, darle el contenido de quinto grado. Les decimos a todos los niños, necesitan tratarlo. Esta es una de las cosas que nos estamos enfocando mucho en su estamina, en poder trabajar cierto tiempo, porque muchos de ellos se distraen en unos cuantos minutos o se nos cansan en unos cuantos minutos. Entonces, ese también es la parte donde nos estamos enfocando mucho. Y claro, estamos repasando lo que es lenguaje, como ya les había comentado, las partes de oraciones, escribir oraciones completas y yeah, I think that's it. If you want to mention the whole stamina part too.
Yes, thank you. Ms. Martinez was mentioning something we have been talking together about, just in terms of, we know that an area of growth for fifth grade overall is working on their stamina. So that means being able to work on something without getting tired or distracted. And we've noticed that even in fifth grade right now, that's an area where both of our classes are very lacking. So we're working on getting students to work for longer periods of time without getting tired or distracted, because that does happen a lot where our students are easily distracted, or they're just not used to working for a longer period of time. So we get a lot of like, oh, I'm tired, or this is too long. So we are working on that as well. And something we've been really pushing is like, this is how you get better. You have to try it at least. So if you could help us out by really enforcing that at home as well, that would be very helpful. This is the best ways to communicate with us. Because Parent Square is the app and the means that the school communicates the most, we are also going to be doing that as well. So you can find both Ms. Martinez and I on Parent Square. You can send us messages there. We also have there our email addresses for you, and then our work numbers right under that. So both of those are our work numbers. So if perhaps you send a message later in the evening or over the weekend, understand that we might not get to it until the next day, just because these are our work numbers. And to help with our work-life balance, we try to, put that phone to the side when we go home and when we start our jobs as moms. So if you send a message later, go ahead and send it, just because you don't want to forget or you have a question there. But please understand that we might not see it until the next day. And it's a good idea. I'm sorry, if you want to go back.
I went back.
If you want to just go ahead and take a picture of it, just so you have it, that's a good idea as well. I didn't translate this slide though.
It's okay. Esta es la manera mejor de comunicarse con nosotros. Sería el método mejor para comunicarse y para que estén informados de lo que está pasando en la escuela. Es donde les mandan mensajes el director o ya sea la organización de Aspire. Entonces, ese es el mejor método de comunicarse, no solo con nosotros, pero para que estén informados de lo que está pasando. Claro que también tienen el correo electrónico de Ms. Reyes y el teléfono. Ese es nuestro teléfono de si mandan ya sea un mensaje tarde, y si pueden mandarlo, pero también les queremos recordar que es el teléfono del trabajo y no siempre les vamos a responder luego, sino a lo mejor hasta el otro día, ya cuando volvemos a ver el mensaje. Entonces, si no tienen respuesta automáticamente en los minutos en lo que mandan, sepan que al otro día es cuando revisamos todos estos mensajes. Si gustan tomar una foto de la información para que la tengan o si quieren apuntarla. We're good?
So as you know, this was just a general meeting for all of fifth grade, but we do have student-led conferences coming up. Ms. Martinez and I posted the sign-up sheets for student-led conferences earlier today. So you can find the link to sign up for a conference on Parent Square already. And we recommend that you do that as quick as you can, just so that you get your preferred day and time. Our conferences are going to be from September 27th to the 30th. And we do have availability from 1:45 to about 4:30ish in the afternoon. But if you need a different time that's not there, please reach out to us and we can try and schedule something at a different time that works better for you.
Como saben, esta fue una junta más general sobre quinto grado para que sepan más o menos lo que hacemos en la clase, pero sí tenemos conferencias en la semana de septiembre del 27 al 30. En Parent Square ya pusimos los diferentes horarios para que ustedes tengan esos minutos con nosotros, las maestras, y es cuando vamos a darle más información más específica sobre su estudiante. Entre más rápido escojan una fecha y un tiempo, mejor, porque así pueden escoger la opción preferida de ustedes. Entonces, en Parent Square ya está la información. Ms. Reyes la puso hoy a mediodía y yo también. Entonces, ya pueden encontrarla ahí.
The link. I went ahead and put a link in the chat box for you all. In Parent Square, Dr. Delgado and the office staff has been putting this message in Parent Square as well. We are changing the company who is doing our COVID testing. So if you have not yet gone to register your child or children, if you have multiple students at our school for the new testing company, I put the link in the chat box. You can go ahead and click on that link and just have the tab open as soon as our meeting is over in just a few minutes. You can go ahead and register your child. If you already registered with this new company, you don't have to do it again. You only have to do it once. But this is just in case some of you weren't able to open the link or weren't able to access it from Parent Square. You can click on it from the chat box and it'll open the link for you.
En el chat box, Ms. Reyes puso una link para que ustedes registren a sus niños para el examen de COVID. Vamos a cambiar de compañía o cambiamos de compañía, entonces tenemos que registrarlos otra vez. Si ya lo ha hecho, entonces no lo tienen que hacer otra vez. El Dr. Delgado y la oficina ya ha mandado mensajes por Parent Square con la misma link, pero nada más queríamos asegurarnos de que la tengan y de que la hayan visto. La pueden abrir y dejarla abierta y ya cuando se acabe esta junta ya puede regresar para llenar la forma con toda la información que le piden. That's it, right? Yes. Just really quick, somebody asked a question about homework. It is due every Friday. That's when they turn it in. However, they do have to take it home every day, and every day they have to do the homework for Monday, for Tuesday, it's labeled. And then they return with it the next day. And the reason for that is because we are checking it. So for example, they do Monday homework, they come on Tuesday and we check the Monday homework. So even though we don't take it and keep it, they still have to bring it back so that they can check. So thank you for asking that question. Any other questions or una pregunta que tengan sobre la información que escucharon hoy?
Amy, do you have a question?
For what?
Amy, do you have a question? I thought I saw your hand up.
Oh, I'm gonna spend you on when we leave.
Say that again, Amy. You didn't understand when what?
I'm gonna tell you when we leave.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I'll tell you when you're meeting. Other than that, if you don't have any questions, thank you so much for joining us today. And please make sure that you go on Parent Square if you haven't already done so. Thank you to all the parents that already signed up. I already saw your name, so I appreciate you. But as of now, our meeting is over. So thank you again for joining us. Si no tienen alguna pregunta, muchas gracias por venir a la junta. Por favor, les recordamos que vayan a Parent Square para que puedan escoger el tiempo donde van a poder tener la conferencia con nosotros. Ya vimos que unos de ustedes ya pusieron su nombre, entonces muchísimas gracias. So we have our house pride date on Wednesday. So every Wednesday they wear their house shirts. Con la pregunta de cuándo se ponen las camisetas de colores de la casa a la que pertenecen, ya sea roja o verde o azul, y eso es todos los miércoles. Entonces es cuando cuando pueden usar su camiseta.
Entonces mañana la pueden traer. Tomorrow they can wear their house shirt.
Bye, Kawan.
Any other questions? ¿Alguna otra pregunta?
Miss, my mom is wanting like she don't understand the COVID test of the thing. She don't understand it.
Were you able to click the link, Amy?
Yes, but she doesn't understand it.
If she wants to stay in the meeting, I can help her with it.
Fridays is college day. So on Fridays, yes, they are welcome to wear any college shirt that they want. If they don't have one, then they just wear their uniform. But yes, Wednesday is house pride day. That's their color shirts for their house shirts. And then on Fridays, that's college shirts. Los miércoles usan su camiseta de su casa, que le llaman la de colores, y los viernes, si gustan, pueden usar camisetas de colegios, ya sea diferentes. I think Ivan has a question. No? All right.
Go ahead, Ivan.
Sí, nomás quería preguntar, ¿tengo que firmarme yo también o nomás con el nombre del niño está bien? Ahorita para que vean que estuve en la junta.
Sí, con el nombre está bien. Gracias.
Oh, ok, gracias. Ok, fine.
Lily, do you also have a question? No.
So we do have the question for fall break. So fall break is from October 4th to October 8th. So the first week of October will be fall break.
And that's actually the week after we have our parent conferences.
So we have our conferences and then you go on break for a week. Yes, Jackie.
Ya, soy la mamá de Jackie, sorry.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes. Yo no puedo poner el nombre de Jackie, no sé, para que vea que estuve en la junta. No sé cómo le puedo.
Ok, sí, no se preocupe, yo aquí lo anoto.
Sí, gracias.
Sí, muchas gracias.
No sé si yo pueda registrar a Jackie y a mi niña para hacer el nuevo examen del COVID. Y ahí, no sé cómo puedo hacerle.
Si quiere, le hablo mañana. Déjele, hablo después de esta junta para ponernos de acuerdo.
Muchísimas gracias.
Ándele, sí.
Ok.
I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Don't forget your house shirts.
And bring homework.
Bye.
Bye.